Hi, I'm Carly from Close to My Heart, and today I want to show you one of my favorite ways to create home decor with the My Creations 6x6 canvas display. You can do all sorts of art projects with this cute frame, but today I'm going to show you how to add your photos with a matte finishing glue. Now before I get to that, let me talk to you a little bit about this piece that was in the Spring Summer idea book using some of the Claire papers. It also uses the canvas tile. And what we did here is we're going to do the same, or we did the same thing that I will show you on these, but I went over it again with a glossy finish so that it helps give it a little bit more dimension. However, if you want the matte look, let me show you how we did that. So you start with one of the canvas tiles, and then you take just basic tissue paper, like you would wrap a gift with or stuff a gift bag with. And for this project, I've cut it down so that it's just a little bit larger than my canvas tile. Now before you get started, you'll actually want to take just a basic household iron, turn the heat all the way down and run it over the top. See how that's nice and flat and really ready to run through the printer, because that's what you're going to do, is run that through your printer. One of the easiest ways to do it that I have found is if you take just a basic spritz adhesive that is non-permanent. You can just spray a piece of 8.5 by 11 cardstock, doesn't matter what color, and then stick the ironed tissue to it. Now tissue is delicate to begin with. Once it has some adhesive on it, it's going to be even more delicate. So just be careful as you peel it off, and you can pull it right from the cardstock, but you don't want to do that yet. Once you have it adhered to your cardstock, that's when you'll actually run it through the printer. So right here I have a picture of my cute niece Brianna, and it's actually on a cut down piece of the tissue paper, kind of like this first one that I showed you. So what I'll do is I'll just peel that off carefully, and it will leave a little bit of the ink residue from the printer on your cardstock. So you'll want to make sure it's a piece of cardstock you are not going to miss. Just carefully peel it off. And even though the tissue is really delicate, this is actually quite a forgiving project. So once you have it peeled off, it will be a little bit curly and it'll still have a little bit of the adhesive on there, but that is okay. So your next step is to take your matte finishing glue, and you can use any decoupage glue, and just take a flat foam brush, dip it in there, and then you'll just do a light coating on your canvas. And there's not really a rhyme or reason. Because the canvas is a fabric, it's porous and it'll just suck that in. So you'll need to do a couple of layers to get that on there. And it, again, because it's such a forgiving project, it's kind of goof proof. So there's not any real mistakes. So once you have a good coating on there, and it's okay if the decoupage glue goes over the edges, in fact, it's kind of preferable. It will dry clear, so no worries if there are some streaks. This canvas is just soaking it in really well, so make sure you've got even coverage so that your tissue paper will stick perfectly. Okay, once you have a nice coating on there, then you can take your tissue, and again, you'll still want to be delicate, but just lay it down over the canvas. And my picture is printed, so it's just a little bit larger than the canvas. I did that on purpose. So once you have your photo on there, you'll see, even for example, if I had messed up, you can still reposition it because the tissue paper is now a little bit wet, and so it makes it a little more malleable. So once you have it on there, you'll want to start from the center and just smooth from the center out. And there will be some little bubbles, and you can pick up the edges and just kind of work it over to the edges. And because the canvas has such a nice texture, that will actually come through the really thin tissue. Once you have it pushed down right there, then you flip it over and you'll want to push here and go again from the center, work your way out. That way you're kind of moving those creases and wrinkles to the outside. And even if there are a few creases and wrinkles, they'll just add to the texture that the canvas already had to begin with. So once you have it where you want it, you can take some simple microtip scissors. You can even just flip your little canvas over, and you don't have to be perfect about it because, again, it will dry clear. I'll just pull that one edge off and show you. So then you can just tuck it over that excess glue and it will just stick right down. And then you end up with a cute finished piece like this. And again, like I said, on this one, we went back over it with more of the finishing glue in a gloss so that it has that shine and sheen to it. But I wanted to keep the matte finish, matte texture, so I didn't go back over it. I just left it the raw canvas so that it shows the way that it is. So depending on what look you're going for, you can kind of pick and choose how you want to do it. But if you would like to make a canvas display like this one, talk with your Close to My Heart independent consultant about purchasing the necessary supplies. Or you can go to closetomyheart.com to browse the pages of our idea book for more creative inspiration.